Yes, it's that time again. Sit back, relax, and let us take you home. We are two dudes, one pod.
It's NFL season, man.
NFL season.
Dude, I think we get so excited about the NFL because it's only freaking so many weeks in a year, right?
Game wise, but yes, it's basically 365 days out of. I mean, they talk about it all year long, but I know what you mean.
We miss
Like
the games,
yeah,
like, it's like,
yeah, for sure. Did you check out the game last night in Brazil?
Yeah, dude. I'm a Cowboys fan, so you always rooting against the Eagles, but they look really good, man.
Yeah, initially they started off like two turnovers off the bat, but I'm interested to see Kellen Moore in their offense, and obviously Saquon had a debut like the Eagles would have.
You do any fantasy this year?
I am. I don't have.
I didn't do any.
I don't have Saquon on any of my teams,
say,
but I'm certainly facing him though. I'm certainly facing him. So that was I do have AJ Brown though, so that was nice. He had a pretty good game, but yeah, it was. I'm kind of on the fence with the whole international play. I completely understand the trying to market the game globally, trying to create the interest around the world. But I do feel bad, however, for the fans of the teams that. The debut game, the opener has to be, in another country. They don't necessarily get to, be there. But hey, it's growing on me a little bit,
Money grab, man. The field was horrible, bro.
Yeah, just slipping, sliding all around, man.
The fans, Brazil, I don't know if they're really into football, right?
Soccer,
NFL, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
They're different kind of fans. So,
yeah.
But, the NFL is going to keep trying to go where they can go to make more money.
I mean, it was on Peacock Plus also exclusively, so you had to do that whole thing. Fortunately, there's those sites out there. I won't name any of the sites, but that you can kind of maneuver around it, so to speak. But nevertheless, it's great to have the good old NFL back. This time of year, us Raider fans is we have a little hope, and then so
I should have brought my Cowboys jersey. I don't know what I was thinking since we're starting our NFL stuff.
Yeah,
NFL is back, and I'm just happy that we're back because there's a lot of stuff going on now. We got the Dodgers, we got NFL, we got.
It's kind of like when the sport starts to get back into its cycle again. Of course, I've been watching the U.S. Open tennis. I don't know if you've been keeping up with any tennis.
I'm not big into tennis. I know you are. I know a lot of people are. I know Michael Thompson is and some other folks. But
we have an American in the finals for. It's been. I think it's Andy Roddick in 2009, I believe. The last champion. So he's facing the Italian number one, Yannick Sinner.
Okay.
He's been on a tear. But it's just exciting for Americans because, like I said, the first finalist since a long time. So hopefully can kind of get the monkey off the back, so to speak.
It's funny. I decided not to do fantasy football this year. And it's funny. So now we're getting into these picks. But I haven't been into fantasy football, I haven't been paying attention to the players and looking them up and researching and all that. So I'm going a little bit into it blind, but as we go week to week, I'll get back into it.
Sometimes it's the best way.
So, but yeah, it's going to be fun. And then we'll do our NFL picks, every week here at the Sunset Room in Hacienda Heights. We'll pick one fan to go up against us for the NFL picks. If they beat us both, I could have a bad day, but Casper could have a great day. And if you can't beat Casper, then you don't win a burger. If you beat both of us, you get a burger. Sunset, world's famous
burger with all the fixings. But no, I don't know. I don't know how much of a challenge I'll be, but hopefully it will just be fun just to get kind of putting on our betting hats and see how well we do with this. But no, before we get into the NFL slamboree, so to speak, just want to touch a little bit. Some sad news, bittersweet. I don't know what will be for the next chapter of his career and so forth. But the talented, the amazing Alan Sliwa, as you all, I'm sure, is stepping away from ESPN LA, 710, and just wanted to kind of share some thoughts because we've mentioned how much we enjoy the personalities on the station, but Alan Sliwa was for me personally one of the first that I listened to because of his coverage of the Lakers.
Right.
And it was really like the first kind of go-to Lakers insider before like the Cam brothers really started getting in because they were with like kind of doing writing for The Athletic and so forth. But like Sliwa was like the guy that from a video standpoint, media, like where I would watch his little clips or I would listen to him on the podcast because he just was someone that had, sometimes you get these others that are, completely gung-ho to the Lakers. So like they don't really add a lot of objectivity. And I felt like he was someone that kind of was willing to cross that threshold. He definitely has like, his defense for the Lakers, but I felt like someone that I could listen to and would provide the criticism when they needed it, like kind of pose the questions that many wouldn't want to kind of dip their toes in. And obviously we've gotten an opportunity to just, as we've been doing this podcast and in attending these remotes, we've really been able to, get to know them. We went to that taco day with Travis and him and Jorge.
When we go in the studio to do like interviews at ESPN, he always made it a point to stop in, say hi to us. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and as you were mentioning earlier, what made him kind of unique was that there's a lot of kind of teasing that goes on with that he's not like this caricature, so to speak. He just is who he is. He's a diehard basketball fan. He loves basketball, loves reggae, and like that's where he's always kept it. Just kind of.
He's a true professional, Alan Sliwa. Always has been. It was sad to hear him leave, and that's the first show I listened to on 710 was actually when I started listening, because I was a workaholic for the longest time, and once I left work, that's when I finally started listening to sports radio. So I was a late bloomer. And Travis and Slee were there, and that's when I timing just matched up where I started listening to them. And that's when I met John Ferris. We were fans of the show, and if you watch the John Ferris episode of the pod, we go into detail on how we
you guys really got
we got into
connect with that show and with him.
We even played, and it was awesome how you found that footage or whatever, where you played the first, like the promo for it.
Right.
And, so that was pretty cool. But Alan Sliwa, consummate professional, never got into the dirt, and he is who he is. And I connect with Alan because we both are kind of similar, and we have kind of this kind of sneaky, dry humor. So I can relate to him with that. But I sent him a note the day he left. Like Alan's, he's a private guy, and that's no secret. Even Travis will say that, and he keeps stuff down. So I have a lot of people's numbers, but I don't have Alan Sliwa's number. But I just sent him a DM wishing him luck.
Yeah, what's ever in the plans for him. Obviously, there's no rush or anything. It's just whatever he wants to do. But
I know Hoops Talk is going to keep going.
Yeah,
so subscribe to Hoops Talk, on YouTube, and you'll find Alan there when he gets going again with the Lakers.
Wanted to, just give just kind of our last thoughts on you, Alan Sliwa. Hope everything pans out well with the Hoopers Talk, and obviously gonna nail that out of the park. And just maybe down the road, maybe it comes to a remote or something, we can get into some Dodgers talk. It just seems like every day there's a new pitcher that is hitting, the injury list. And so you have Gavin Stone on their injury list again, or once again, along with Kershaw and others. And the Dodgers have won 17 of the last 25 games. So it's like they're still they're still doing their thing. But I do think there's growing more and more concern in terms of just who's going to pitch for them, because they're literally like running out of pitchers, because it wasn't just this season that obviously we've been seeing a lot of the injuries. I feel it's just kind of been somewhat of a trend for last 3 to 5 seasons or so. So I just kind of did a little quick deep dive to see if is that a case, or am I just kind of remembering things differently? But surely in the last 3 seasons, the Dodgers have managed at least 25 starts in a season just 4 times. So that means basically having their starters out there pitching more than 25 starts in a year has been very skewed. They haven't really been able to do it. And entering kind of as we're getting ready to enter that last push, getting ready into the postseason, again, it's the Dodgers pitching is under the microscope, and it has a lot to do with injuries. But I guess your thoughts on how you see it playing out.
Man, we're at the point where they're scoring runs. That's what seems to be their saving them. I started this thing, I think, way back in April when I tweeted, you got to score at least 6 runs to beat the Dodgers. And it was kind of like a little ongoing thing, kind of a joke for a little bit. But as the season progressed, that seemed to be the case. Every time the Dodgers would win, or somebody would beat the Dodgers, they would have to at least score 6 runs. But teams are doing it,
especially of late,
Right.
Even against the Diamondbacks this last series, they took that series 3 of 4, but a lot of runs giving up on both ends. The Dodgers would get, I think they had 4-1 lead, and then next inning, boom, Diamondbacks score 3 or 4 more runs, and it just kept going back and forth. So yeah, it's it seems that the Dodgers can't hit the 3 phases consistently, no pun intended, but from your pitching, your starting pitching, your hitting, and your relief pitching, having those 3 phases on consistency, it's but yeah, I don't know,
the good trend that I see is that at least they're still winning series,
right?
Whoever they go, they lost to Cleveland, right? Mm-hmm. So if they keep the pattern going, they'll win the series. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that continues in the postseason. But it's gonna be rough, and Arizona was tough, man. And they didn't have all their best people either when we beat them. Mm-hmm. The Padres are still tough, the gutty little Padres.
Yeah, they ain't gutty, man. They beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. So I'm just
doing their thing, man.
Yeah,
they keep doing their thing, and they're kind of under the radar, and they just keep winning and winning their series too. It's going to get interesting down the road. So to have total confidence that the Dodgers are going to go all the way, they just have to prove it, man.
Well, that's always been the case. They have to prove it. It's just a matter of are they going to be able to have healthy bodies to go out there, right, and I guess I will say this, as much as the Dodgers from an organizational standpoint and player development and farm league and all that stuff have definitely been one of the top-notch organizations to do it, I just feel there has been, I don't know if it's from a philosophical standpoint, right, or method standpoint, why these pitchers continue to get hurt. Why does there seem to be they're really good at resurrecting pitchers' careers,
right,
but then it'll be a season or 2, and then they're back to falling apart or something. Or you have these young guys like Walker Buehler. This guy was the coveted ace of the future. Right. And now 2 Tommy John surgeries later, he hasn't been the same. Dustin May, he's 2 Tommy John surgeries. It just feels they are good at building the talent, but it's just the durability aspect doesn't seem to go along with it. Kershaw's really the only one who they build from homegrown, who's been their most durable pitcher, and so I don't know, man, but I guess that's why they you'll hear Mason say the postseason's a crapshoot, right? Because you just don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't think it's gonna be easy either way. So all the games will probably be close, and it's just gonna see who comes out on top at the end. But looking forward to it. You know, this season I'm kind of leaning more them being more successful, hopefully, and you know, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm also excited just to see Shohei in the postseason.
He's the reason we watch.
Just as long as you can hit like a few home runs or what. Like I want them to win the series, but I just don't want to see the disappearing act that we've seen in the last couple. Like you know what I mean? I can accept losing a series, but you guys putting up runs and stuff.
That might be the difference though, Ohtani. Like we have, in the postseason, we haven't had that guy show up when he's supposed to.
Right.
And Ohtani's history seems to be that guy who shows up when he has to.
Just channel what we saw in that World Classic, where he played for Japan, right? Yeah. And just summon that like energy and like let's get it going.
He's definitely brought the casual fans back, and and he's got people watching, and it's great to see what Ohtani's doing. And I think he hit another home run yesterday, right, against Cleveland Alert. Yeah. So
it's crazy, dude. It's like every time
he's on his way to 50-50.
50-50, man. 50-50. Well, speaking of 50-50, let's go ahead and jump into these NFL picks because, hey, it is a 50-50 proposition, You either get it right or you get it wrong.
Oh, man, that was like one of them Sedano segues.
Hey, just dusting it off, brother. Just dusting it off. But, so as Crypto Ray alluded to earlier, we're going to, start incorporating, because the NFL season's coming about, just doing like 5 picks for every week where we're kind of test our NFL knowledge, so to speak, our ability to predict winners and
or
kind
lack
of,
thereof.
or lack thereof, and kind of take on the the P1s, take on the communities and the people that listen, or just kind of make this a fun-filled type of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and actually we have Jonathan Watson, right? That you said we're gonna be facing off. So get ready, Jay Watts. You got something coming. So let's go ahead and start off with the 5 picks that we kind of randomly, drew at random. So, of course, Raiders versus Chargers. I mean, we got to get our teams in there at least, right? So we got the Raiders versus Chargers, got the Cowboys versus the Browns, the Broncos versus the Seahawks, the Rams versus the Lions, and the Jets versus the 49ers. Those are 5. And then we're going to do like an upset type of a game, an upset alert.
Pick that one. I'm going to help with that one.
It's all right. I got one here to see if you might agree. So we'll go ahead and start with the Raiders versus Chargers. Obviously, being a Raiders fan, I'm going to go ahead with the Raiders. And I know that John Ireland constantly beats it down that in order to win in the NFL, you need a quarterback. And I completely understand that. Gardner Minshew is a serviceable quarterback. I think he will have the ability to kind of put them in position where he's not going to lose them the game, might not necessarily win them the game, but puts them in positions to win games through the talent of their other players. The Chargers, they have a lot of turnover. They lost, Keenan Allen, they have Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, their running back. So it's complete makeover for this new regime under Harbaugh. So obviously I'm going to go with the Raiders. What say you, Crypto Ray?
Yeah. I'm going to be on the Justin train this year. I think they're due. God, the Chargers remind me of my Cowboys so much, man.
Yeah.
They get all the talent, they get this, they get that, and then they can't close the deal. But I think I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Just because, half of the reason it could piss a bunch of people off.
Yeah.
But, I know my boy CP is a big Bolt fan, Charger fan. I know Brian, right, is a Charger fan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the other
Prado.
Charger fans.
Prado,
CP,
yeah.
So, I'm not your traditional diehard fan. Like my team is the Cowboys, but I'm a fan of a lot of different teams, and the Chargers are one of them. Maybe because they remind me of the Cowboys in a lot of ways and falling short, but I'm going to root for the Chargers on this one.
All right.
And I think they got what it takes, and I think Justin's going to have another great year.
All right, slam that down. And that's Jim Harbaugh, by the way. Sorry, Jim Harbaugh. I get the two confused because, so many Harbaughs in that family. Chargers, let's go. No, go down Chargers. We got the Cowboys versus the Browns. I believe this is in Cleveland. Okay, yes. So Cowboys on the road, taking on the Brownies. The Deshaun Watson era is still uncertain. They don't have handsome Joe Flacco to come and rescue them. Cowboys under some turnover. They have Tony Pollard has departed to the Titans. Obviously the CeeDee Lamb ordeal, but they got that solidified. So I know you're a Cowboys fan, but go ahead and give me your pick for this one.
All off season, I was thinking the Cowboys are gonna go like 8-9. Mm-hmm. I keep thinking that this is a year where they fall backwards. And then here comes the fandom, the hype, and when I follow Cowboys communities, and you fall into that trap. 'Cause of course they're all Cowboys, right?
They don't know any better, man.
But then I'm thinking, to your point, Deshaun Watson, man, he's like the wild card, right?
Yes.
So, and I'm thinking, Dak Prescott, Jerry Jones, man, what are you doing, man? You haven't paid this guy yet. So it's just like he's gonna get his money, and if anything, he's gonna keep raising the stakes. And I think Dak Prescott has like a 4-touchdown game. But that Cleveland defense, man.
They're tough.
They're tough, and they got some new pass rushers that are freaking awesome. I was leaning towards Cleveland all week, and then something told me, okay, I'm going to go with the Cowboys week 1 against Cleveland and that tough If they can get by Cleveland, I think they'll have a great season. If they can, it's going to be a mediocre season, but they have to prove it week 1. I think Dak Prescott still got a lot to prove. A lot of people don't believe in him. He seems to choke, and even if he has a great season, it's not going to matter because he always puts up numbers. It's what he has to do in the postseason.
Right.
But you know what? I think Cleveland's favored, correct? Like 2 points, 3
yeah,
points.
I believe so.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Man.
All right, slamming Cowboys over the Browns. Then we got the Broncos taking on the Seahawks. The Broncos, Denver traveling over to Seattle. Seattle is always a very tough environment to play in, especially in that stadium. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, the third, DK Metcalf. They have some talent there. Broncos starting with their rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, who I think he's going to do – I'm not going to do too bad. I think the Broncos will – I know that's Jonathan Watson's team, so we'll see how –
we know he picked the Broncos without even looking at his picks, right?
Probably. But so I'll start off with this one. I'm going to say that the Seahawks will win this one simply on the fact that as I alluded, I think – Seahawks are a more experienced team. They have more of a solidified understanding of who they want to be. Broncos, I'm sure, will establish the rapport and their identity with Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix, out of the rookie quarterbacks, I think he's going to be one that kind of shows early success because he's kind of a more veteran out of the mix. I think he's like 26 years old.
Right.
Like he's been around for a while, so he has that experience. I think he kind of fits in what Sean Payton wants to do: short, intermediate passes, accuracy, getting the ball out quickly. But I still think, again, traveling on the road, first game in Seattle, the hostile stadium that they have, the 12th man.
Oh yeah,
12th man. Yeah. So I got the Seahawks winning this one. Let's get your pick on that one. Broncos over Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks just because I know Jonathan is probably going to go with the Broncos and get a shot at that burger. Give him a shot at the burger.
Okay. So that quick and easy. Braves got the Seahawks over the Broncos. Rams taking on the Lions. Sunday night game.
That's a great game, man.
Yeah, man. They met last season in the playoffs. It came down to the wire. Jared Goff flexing his muscles, showing like, hey, how you like me now, Rams Nation. Go ahead and start off with this one and your thoughts.
Woo, man. I'm going to have to go with Lions, man.
All right.
I'm going with the Lions.
All right, going with the Lions.
I ain't even lying on that one, bro. I'm going with the Lions. I think the Rams, there's a lot of hope and hype this year, for good reasons. The Lions, man, once again, they remind me of Chargers, Cowboys. They need to get over that hump. I think
well, they had that nice run last year,
right.
And they got, guys coming back. They got that core getting more experience.
Love the coach.
Dan Campbell's going to bite some kneecaps and ankles.
I like what they're doing, man. I just love that energy. I I'll go with the Lions, and I expect when the Rams lose to be a freaking total meltdown on 7-10 on Monday.
Travis is good. Travis and DeMarco, right?
It's gonna, athletic overreaction Monday will be huge on Monday.
Man. Okay, so I'm on that same wavelength in terms of the Lions over the Rams, just solely because the biggest elephant in the room, Aaron Donald, he's no longer there.
Right.
Like, he's a player every single week,
and a leader.
The
man.
opposing offense are drawing, like when you go into the
Right.
when you go into the film room and you see the number circled, it's 99. Like
Right.
that was the guy coming every week. If you're playing the Rams, it's Aaron Donald that you're focusing on. Now it's like they have to have a whole new revamped identity. Like, as much as they have an offense, what he brought, as you said, leadership, what his presence in terms of a team going in against the Rams and having to take on Aaron Donald just created so much of a ripple effect. And so they're going to have to show it. Like, I know their offense is going to be I guess I will say that the Lions defense is maybe not as improved.
Right.
Might kind of be same. So it's going to be a high scoring game, I think. I'm going to go Lions as well.
Yeah.
I want to give maybe the nod to Matthew Stafford or redemption, a kind of a
Right.
bounce back type of game. But you know what? I'm going to go with Rams. I'm going to go with Rams.
You know what? I see him throwing 2 picks, man.
All right.
Hey, so, friendly reminder, Travis and DeMarco, Monday, 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So, a new starting time, 9 a.m. You believe that the 2 Rams guys going to have a lot of explaining to do on Monday.
All
man.
right, yeah. All right. Hey, for the first time, DeMarco and Travis, I'm taking the Rams just because I want to. I want to see if what this team can be without Aaron Donald and this new revamped identity. But hey, I still love me some Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, kill it though. I have you on my fantasy football team. All right, so we got the last matchup in our 5 before we do the upset. We got the Jets taking on the 49ers. That's a Monday night game. We got the one and only Aaron bleeping Rodgers making his reintroduction as a New York Jets quarterback. As you know, coming back from the torn Achilles, there's a lot of expectations, right? That he can just be better, just be better than that guy Wilson. What was his first name? I already forgot. Yeah. Anyway, just be better than Woodrow Wilson. Yeah. Just be better than any Wilson. Wilson from Home Improvement. I mean,
Wilson from what's the Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, Castaway. Exactly. Just be better than any of those Wilsons or the last Wilson. But so Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, you have Breece Hall, you have this new cast of Mike Williams from the Chargers is signed there. So there's a lot of anticipation over this matchup. People think that, Aaron Rodgers can still kind of be the savior for the Jets. What say you, Ray? What do you have?
I have to go with the 49ers, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just so freaking talented, man. Aaron Rodgers, dude, the guy's 40 years old, Achilles injury, coming back from that, ayahuasca.
Yeah.
I mean, none of that adds up to great football.
Yeah.
I think he's done, man. I really think that. I don't think he's going to make a comeback. I think it's going to get ugly really quick. There's going to be a lot of excuse making.
Zach Wilson, that's the court. Sorry, Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, no worry. I think Aaron Rodgers is done, man. I don't think he even has it in him. Like, is he? I don't
like
know.
his mindsets in other places.
Right. Yeah, I just think that. Yeah, I don't think he can do it, man.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, maybe against the 49ers, it might serve to be too much because the Niners, in perfect form, just re-signed Trent Williams. They re-signed Brandon Ayuk. They got Purdy looking Purdy again. So McCaffrey's cleared to play. It seems like they have everything kind of in par to win this game for sure. But I will say that, does Aaron Rodgers really need to be like? I don't feel like if he was just 70%, and that's kind of like serviceable.
Right.
They have a great defense. They have a great offense. They have a great rushing attack with Breece Hall. Like, it's just like, just make just make enough plays. You
Right.
know, but and with Buffalo, they've lost a whole new cast of guys. They don't have Stephon Diggs. They don't have Gabriel Davis. Like, there's a lot of turnover in Buffalo. Miami's still a team. Obviously, they got all their cool cats. Like, they're gonna be tough. Patriots.
So you think Jets will win the division?
I think it'll be between the Jets and the Dolphins.
Right.
I think the Bills take a slight step back, and I think not because Aaron Rodgers is like, Aaron Rodgers MVP, but I think he does just enough. I think they'll have a chance, but in this matchup, I'm definitely taking the 49ers because 49ers. I think they're at home. They're going to be juiced up for this one Monday night game, and so it will lead to this kind of last game. This is kind of like the upset game, and I have the Patriots over the Bengals. The Bengals are 7.5 right now to beat. They're 7.5 at home over the Patriots, but this is why I'm going with the Patriots. No Jamar Chase. Basically, he's a game time decision type of thing, but I don't think he's going to play. T. Higgins is doubtful, so he's out. Joe Mixon, new team with the Texans. They got Zach Moss. They have Chase Brown. How is that running back tandem going to suit Joe Burrow? Who is he going to throw the ball to, really? I know that the Patriots don't really have a lot, but they do have Jacoby Brissett. They have Jalen Polk, right? They have Tyquan Thornton, Pop Williams. So they have some threats there that I think makes it kind of bruise for a potential upset.
Well, anytime you have a spread that big, right?
Right.
Like, it always seems like every game is freaking close in the NFL.
Yeah.
You have your one-offs or whatever.
Like in college is one thing because
Right.
they blow 'em. But yeah, if you have like a 7 or more of a spread, it's kind of like, I don't know.
No, that's it. That's actually a good one.
Or either the
upset
Panthers or the Saints. So you could choose. But
Right.
I thought that this might be like,
So what was the Panther-Saints spread?
I think that was like 4.5. This is the biggest one, the biggest spread. It's -7.5 for the Bengals. And I just feel the way it's kind of percolating, the way it's matching up. The Patriots have historically been known to play pretty good defense. I know that Gerard Mayo is their first time head coach. The Belichick era is done. But there's something about this matchup that, the whole Jamar Chase contract thing has been kind of a distraction.
Right. No, you did a good one
Joe
there.
Burrow has his thing with his hand. Like, they're not having him throw fully. Like, he's been resting because he can't really clamp the ball yet. So I don't know. I think that might be one of those alert.
So I'm going to go with you on
All right.
an upset special.
Upset of the week.
All right, Jonathan. See how these games go. If you got your fantasy football leagues going, good luck to y'all. And till the next time, peace out. Circle out.
Peace.